Hi everybody, it's just Vibin with V again. Sorry I haven't been around for a while, but I've had my mom got in the hospital, so it's been a rough week. So that's why I got bags in my eyes and everything, and my hair is just all a mess because it's been kind of a busy week. So excuse me the way I look, but I was watching all the news and everybody doing all the hearings on the January 6th thing with the riot, and I do not condone the riot at all, and I think that the people that were involved in it should be held accountable and all that stuff. But I do want to read you a story, actually two stories, from somebody named Abby and somebody named Burl, and this has to do with kind of a story too, about something that happened, and I just want to share it because I was watching like AOC's um, thing on TV where she was in a whole different section of the, not even in the Capitol, and she was saying how scared she was about what was going to happen to her and things when she wasn't even in where the Capitol riot was going on and stuff, and how scared she was and terrified she was, and some of the other people that like were not even in that area and how terrified they were about their things and stuff. But um, I just found that kind of interesting and things like that. But nobody spoke much about the summer and the riots and the way things went there. But no one's yet said anything about those riots or anything being done about those. But we are making a lot of a big deal about the January 6th riots where they built the fence and they had the National Guard and all that, and they've still got the fence. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do something about it. I do think people need to be, excuse me, need to be held accountable for that. I do believe that, but I think the summer people need held accountable too and stuff. But I think there's a lot of things that, as they're passing, as Biden's going and he's taking away jobs and he's not putting our kids in schools when they need education, and it's harming our children, and people are losing work and people aren't able to feed their families, and we're worrying about paying people in other countries and taking care of other countries, and we are giving jobs to other countries and paying for them and worrying about signing bills to take care of museums and taking care of things that don't need the money instead of supplying Americans, putting America first. And he said that America isn't first anymore. I think that's a problem and stuff. And we're trying to worry about a lot of things that really aren't important. And one of those things has to do with this story I'm going to read you. And it has to do with one of the things that I think is going to come into play, and it has to come into play with a lot of areas, with life, with Christianity, and I think Christianity is one of the things that's going to get affected. So, but it's a story, and like I said, it's about Abby and Burl, and I'm going to read one line. The first line is going to be Abby's. The second line is going to be Burl's. So just bear with me and stuff as I read this story, and then you'll understand at the end why I read this story, because it has kind of to do with maybe their own kind of riot, their feelings at their riot. Okay. So the first part of Abby's, and like I said, in the second line's Burl's. Okay. Alive, aware, as another day in life begins. Beeping sounds as my ride pulls up and I climb in. Been a lot of changes going on all around. Unsure how and why the final decisions today were found. Only thing I know is there is a feeling being known. Looks like some are quiet and some are letting their feelings and things shown. Right now, all I know is I feel calm, safe for now. Listening to sounds now, pressuring, forcing a showdown. then I start to feel the tension, something new. I try to speak. I'm told, why go along with this if you don't want to? Every minute is starting to see and stir something I don't like in me. Easy to say and tell them I've been forced. I have to. It has to be. Don't. I'm afraid I'll get hurt. It's like an attack. Don't worry. Life's got not left with the guilt on his back. Bit by bit, I'm being pulled and dragged apart and out. Guilt, I feel, to going against my doubts. Although this part, if I survive, they'll kill me. I don't understand why this all had to be. But no one speaks up for my last gasp for air. Rather, there's fake news and meetings to make less care. You may not agree with one thing I've said or one thing you've heard, but last thing I knew, Jeremiah 1:5 clearly said, before I formed you there in the belly, I knew you, was in God's word. And just so you know, if I were to hold up what I read, Abby, every first letter of the lines that I wrote is ABORTED. And the first lines of Burl's part was BULLIED. And then BABY and GIRL. Aborted baby, bullied girl. And the reason I did that may seem stupid to some, but while we are all fighting about things like the riot and stuff and things like that, we've got other issues that are going on in the world. We're still not fighting for aborted babies, and we're not fighting for trafficked children that are going to be trafficked by the people that are coming across the border that were once safe, but now are going to be trafficked and harmed. We're not fighting for rights for Christians that are going to be taken away because they're going to try to teach our children that their biological senses of who they are and they can be who they are. And I'm not saying, and I'm a Christian, and I don't look down on anybody. I don't judge anybody. It's not my place in that place. I figure I'm accountable for me, and each person's accountable for themselves. I love the person, and I hate the sin. And what I'm saying by that is, I figure each person's accountable for themselves to God, and that's just the way it is. You make your own decisions. You decide what you're going to do. I'm going to live for Jesus, and I'm not going to let anybody take that from me. But I'm going to raise my family the way I want to, not the way you want them to be raised. And I should have that right, and that should not be taken away from me. And I don't want my child to have to go to a school and be taught different. I don't want my child to go to a school and be told that they have to believe what you want them to believe if I don't believe that it's true. And I should have that right. You can have the rights to believe what you want, but do not force them on my child. Do not force them to believe what my word says and what my beliefs are. And I want to stand up for my God-given rights, and I want my children to be able to believe that. I don't want them to look down upon anybody or treat anybody. They will treat everybody with respect. I have friends that are of all races, all people. I have friends that are of all genders. I have people of everything. I mean, stuff. And you know what? Another thing that has bothered me is I had a wonderful, wonderful friends that I've had for over 5 years that were here on a work visa. Great family, beautiful, beautiful family. And their work visa, they just before COVID started, they were working to try to get their citizenship. But they said, oh, when COVID started, we can't do it right now because COVID. We have to work on some things, so we're going to have to wait till we get everything solved with COVID. Well, guess what? The elections happened, and I'm not saying I know for sure, but while all these people are being told they can come into America, they made them leave America because their visas expired. His work visa expired. They wouldn't let him renew it. They told him they couldn't do it because, oh, we're too busy right now. Sorry, you've got to leave, and ship them back after they had worked here in America, been wonderful citizens, wonderful people, never had trouble, was an outstanding American person trying to become a citizen the right way, the legal way, and they made them leave the United States. But yet they're letting people just come in and not testing them, not doing anything, just come across the border. But yet they took a person who had worked for a major company in America, wife was a teacher, beautiful family, amazing children, smart people, fantastic family, wonderful family, couldn't ask for better, but made them leave the country, would not let them stay, and not let them keep their visa, give them an extension, nothing, not even try. Now, what's right? What's right and wrong with that? I'm sorry. When you have someone trying to do it the right way, you throw them out, but you're letting people just walk in wrong. There's something wrong with that. That's wrong. That's a problem. That's wrong. I find that wrong. I'm sorry. And that's where we get mixed up. We've got to do things right. If we're going to be fair, we got to be fair all around. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person, by no means. I just want to be an American, and I want to be a American that lives by the Constitution, lives by the rights that I have. That means I can speak freely. I can have a gun in my house if I want to protect my family. My children can believe in God. My children can be the men and women that they want to grow up to be. Can have the friends they want to be, the friends they want to have. Know they're safe. And have a future. Know there's going to be jobs. Know that they're not going to have to look over their shoulder every minute and wonder if they're going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person because someone might be offended when we love everybody. I mean, it's just not right. I mean, it's ridiculous. I grew up in a time when people just loved people for people. And that's what we need to do again. Quit trying to nitpick every little thing. It's ridiculous. You know, I've said this a million times in all my videos. I was always raised, you have two people that you have to look and please. One's God. The other's yourself. You got to look in the mirror each night and know what you did right. And if you can't do that, you better look to the first one. And if you don't believe in God, that's fine. But you got to be able to look in that mirror each night and know that you did right. And I think there's a lot of people, if you really looked in that mirror You know you're not doing right. You're not treating people right. And as for some of the, I'm not I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I vote by my morals. But you know what? I'm going to say this loud and clear. People like Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, people like them, they're on their money. They're on it right. We need more of them. And I was watching, like, you watch Newsmax and Snitchfield, and then you watch Tucker Carlson and Hannity. They're on it. People, start paying attention to them. Listen to them. Do not listen to the fake news, please. CNN and ABC and NBC, they are not telling you the truth and stuff. And I watched the other day about how states can take and get back the government, that we have the right. States, start paying attention. States, start doing what you need to do. Governors and representatives, do what you need to do. Let's get people in office. And hey, if it means we need to get regular people in that are going to do something, then do it. Get the politicians out and get the right people in. Let's get in people that are going to work for us. Let's get America back. We've got to stand up, because next they're coming after Christians. It's going to be just like the Bible says. I'm sorry, but that's what it's going to be like. But people, open your eyes. Because if you haven't paid attention yet, they're taking America apart piece by piece. And you really need to pay attention. And if you haven't, I dare you, watch one night of Newsmax, or one night of Tucker Carlson, or one night of Hannity. Just one night. I dare you. And you will see the truth. I promise. It'll change your mind. Open your eyes. That's all I'm saying. Just open your eyes. And let's stand together as Americans. Let's quit looking over our shoulders and trying to question each other. And let's work together and take America back. We don't have to fight about it. Let's just stand up and say, we're Americans. And America comes first. And let's look after each other. Let's get together. Let's fix this COVID thing. Get our people well. And then let's make America great again. And let's get things working right. Let's take it back and make it America for the people. We the people. That's what it's for. It's not for China. It's not for the Democrats. It's not for the people that want to give it to China. It's for us. It was made for the American people. And American people is all of us. All nationalities that are here. So let's join together and let's make it ours. Let's make it ours again. Let's put the right people, listen to the right people, let the right people get going. And the Republicans and the Democrats that aren't working for us, let's get them out of office. Let's get them out. Vote them out. Let's vote the right ones in. And people, if you've got the skill to run for an office. And people back them. Let's take America and get it running right. Because otherwise we're going to lose it all. Because we need to before we fall apart all the way. Just saying. Love y'all. If I made you mad, I'm sorry. Go ahead and comment. I'm still going to love you. And stuff. If you agree with me, comment. Let's talk about it. And stuff. There's a lot of real people out there. Gotta listen to them. If you listen to people, you can even, there's musicians that are even real out there. My grandson plays some musicians that are actually talking real stuff. There's rappers that are real, that say real stuff, believe it or not. And there's songs that people, if you would listen to them, like Tom McDonald. A lot of people don't like him. They think he's weird and crazy, but listen to his music sometimes. He says the truth. People don't like it. I'm not a big rap star. I love Christian music that and stuff that, I mean, Toby Mac is amazing, but he doesn't talk about politics. But Tom McDonald, listen to his stuff. It's real. My grandson's played some stuff by Hobson. He's real. There was been others. I mean, there are some people that are actually real. If you listen to them, there are people in the world that are speaking out, and if enough of us do it, it'll catch attention. And if enough of us start speaking out and making a difference, it might matter. So let's all do our part the best we can. Okay? We stand together. We're brothers and sisters. We're all family. We're Americans. We stand together. Always. America's strong. We're united in God. We're Americans. So, I'm going to let you go till next time. Love y'all.